Hi there. So I want to share something with you that's been coming up for me lately. Um, so I've always been pretty independent. I like my own space. I like my own company. I'm happy doing things on my own. I also don't like asking for help. I don't like relying on other people. I very much figure things out for myself and go with my gut. Um, and I guess in a lot of ways, I really identify with one of my spirit animals, and that is the lone wolf. Um, that's felt safe, it's felt strong, um, and it felt natural to rely on myself. But recently, um, there's been a shift. There's this nudge, this quiet nudge for me to be more visible, to step forward and be seen. And that's not always comfortable. I've never been one who enjoyed being in group situations. I much prefer to be sort of on the periphery rather than being like in amongst it all. So this is something that I've been slowly coming to terms with, I guess is one way of saying it. Just sitting with it and trying to understand where this need or where these nudges are coming from. And I looked on my birth chart and something really interesting caught my eye. So in astrology, there's something called the North Node, which is pretty much your soul's growth direction. So mine sits under Libra, which is also happens to be in my 10th house. So the 10th house is all about visibility, the impact that you make in the world, about your career. And Libra is all about balance and connection and relationships. So, So with it being Libra in the 10th house, it's about being seen not for attention, but to serve a purpose. And looking at the opposite, so my South Node, which is in Aries, it's a pretty big shift. So Aries, that is your classic independent warrior, doing things on your own, carving out your own path, being very independent, not needing anyone. And I get that. That was totally me. That's my comfort zone. But the North Node, this is where I'm growing into. This is part of my learning in this lifetime. It's asking something different of me. This is why it's time to build something with other people, create relationships, to support me in what I'm here to do. And also for me to share my work, and for me and my work to be seen. And what's also interesting is not just saying this in my birth chart. So in numerology, my personal year is a year 2, which is all about partnerships, connection, learning to move with harmony rather than forcing things to happen. So basically, it's like the universe telling me, just go with the flow, just be open, be receptive to relationships, to collaboration. And collectively, we're in a year 9. 2025. 2025 adds up to 9, and that's all about completion and release. So I guess, what does it mean having a personal year 2 in a universal year 9? Maybe it's asking me to let go of these old lone wolf patterns and step into something more connected, to be part of something bigger. And it's not just in my birth chart, it's not just in the numerology. Keep getting these messages all the time. When I pull tarot cards, in going beyond the veil sessions, intuitive messages, there's a lot about collaboration, about networking, about sharing my story. It just keeps repeating, and all the signs are lining up. They're all pointing into the same direction, and this now makes sense. This channel makes sense. My business and this YouTube channel, came out of nowhere, but now it makes sense. It's not just about a creative outlet. It's actually part of what I'm here to do, part of what my soul is here to do. I'm here to practice showing up. I'm here to practice speaking honestly, to connect, build connections. It's about me being here, being real, and I'm still learning and integrating this. I'll definitely still value my independence, my quiet time, my alone time. Like I said, that lone wolf, he is one of my spirit animals, and he will always be a part of me. But it's now understanding and acknowledging and integrating that part of me that needs to step out, that needs to be seen, and also, more importantly for me, it's about allowing people in, trusting them, trusting the relationships, and a big one definitely is like asking for help, asking for support. It's a big thing. It's going to take some getting used to, but I think for me, knowing that this is part of my purpose, this is a lesson that my soul is here to learn, to accomplish, makes a big difference. So if any of this resonates with you, maybe you're like me, maybe you're one of those that tend to hide behind, hide around the corner, not so willing to step forward, but now you're feeling that little nudge, then I'd like to hear about it, how you're getting on. So just know that you're not the only one figuring things out, and drop me a comment, let me know how you're getting on. So thank you again for being here with me, and stay tuned, there'll be more. Bye.